Well, good morning, my friends. We are going to be working a little bit more on some rings. This ring actually didn't come from the last batch my sister sent me, but one before that. I'm hoping you can, see the fake starburst there? I think it looks very cheap. I do love the setting of the ring. The ring setting is fantastic. Isn't that cool? So I want to remove that ring, that's cabochon. And I'm hoping I can just pull these prongs, because it is prong set. Oh, it does move. It budged. Okay. Do not want to break it. Let me see if I can get under that and pry that up a little bit. Doesn't want to pry. Okay. Let's see if I can. Don't break it. Don't break it. I think that is the hugest the motto of anybody who's working with rehabbing jewelry. Yeah, it's like, don't break. Is that glued on? It's possible. We have no idea how these things are put together. All right, let me see if I can get under that stone. That's fake stone. Does it go all the way through? I can't tell if that's, I think that's that stone on the other side. All right. If so, we Papa, look at that. All right. Now we gotta find out if I have one that's that size. Oh, it's so dirty under there. Needs to be cleaned. Good news is it's just metal, so I can take it to the sink and scrub it up. I'm really worried that I brought that out too far. We will see. But we're going to have to check to see if we have something that size. I was looking on this mold here, and I don't have anything in this that's that small in that shape. So, okay. But we can make one. All right. Okay, if I'm going to go ahead and do a mold, I might as well do more than one. I want to redo this here because this is all scratched up and I don't necessarily like that. I don't know if I can just pick it out or if I have to. Actually, I may have some of these that fit this, because remember I said I had that, but it's bigger. It might already fit that. We'll check that in a minute. That isn't coming out like that. I also want to replace this one here. This is just bending my pokey tool. Well, so I'm going to need the heat gun to take these out. Well, that's not fun. Also, I was looking at some of the things. I'm going, oh, that would be cute to make a mold of. The cupcakes. Yeah. So let's get those out. I'm going to redo those. On this here, I love that heart there. Isn't that beautiful? This is also very pretty. I wish I could take the cabochon off and just replace it, you know, but I don't know that I can do that without messing it up. Probably can. That's too it's too fancy. Too many parts on it. I don't know that I can do a mold on that one. I need to remove the off from the chain here. Here's the jump ring opening. Okay, and of course I only have one pair of pliers on me. I'll be back. Also, I have my heat gun. It was sitting on the other side of the room, so I don't have to go out to the shed to get it. So I can work on those two there. Because really, if you're going to do a mold, you really should do all that you can do. on it, you know. I'm going to close that one up because I don't want to lose that jump ring. I want to take this one off too because I want to make a mold of that. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to gently push on the back of this and see whether or not it pops out. It does not. Okay, so I'm not going to mess that up. I like the looks of that. I don't want to mess that one up. Okay. Also, this one here, I don't know how it will mold out, but I want to try it because it's really pretty. This here, my sister said, is a ring. Okay. It's just an elastic band. Probably should have put it on my pinky. Look at it. Okay. But I want the elephant. I want to mold the elephant, so I'm not going to worry about the rubber band thing here. Not sure how they got that in there. Oh, it's glued in. Okay, right there. All right. And the seahorse. I thought the seahorse would also make a cute little thing to do. And last but not least, this gorgeous locket. Okay, I'm going to take the chain off because we don't need a chain in there. And I'm hoping that I can do this without any problem. All right, now what I need to do is I need to go get some rubber cement and tack these down so they don't float up, because one of the things I learned real early was when you're using ballistic gel, things will float for you, and you don't want them to float. And I might have too much stuff in here. We're gonna have it separated enough where nothing's touching. And let's not forget, that's the whole purpose that we're doing it, is for that one right there. I'm thinking I need to make this here solid though. So what can I put in there? I'm gonna stuff it full of something. Foil. I can put foil in there. That's what I'm going to do with that. Just wad up a little tin foil, put it in there, squish it together. Okay. Do I have room for these two? I really don't think I can make a mold out of that. It's not without backing it with something so that the gel doesn't get behind it. So I'm going to leave this one out because I need these more. I will eventually do a mold of that because it's just beautiful. Okay, so I got to pull these two out, and I have to heat my gel, and I have to get some rubber cement. So those are my agenda right now. I've decided to get the biggest one I have of the trays, and these were purchased for this purpose, for making molds. I saw it and I'm going, whoa, what do I want that for? And then, because it was half price, I'm like, okay, that's what I can use it for. Now this rubber cement I'm using, it's very old. But as long as it works, I don't care how old it is. All right. Getting out on my fingers. Don't want it on my fingers. Won't hurt me. I mean, it's just rubber cement. All right, I had a paper towel here. Oh, there it is. All right. All right. Let me clean up around the edge of that. I don't care if it's smears on this because that can be removed. I just don't want it on the cabochon itself. A little bit right there. All right. Okay, I know you've seen this before, but let me just do it again. I gotta make sure I do not hit these, the stretchy cord that's inside that, and that's my heat gun. Because it will melt them. Also, I don't want to knock the crystals out. So I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Where's my pokey tool? Pokey tool. Ta-da! All right. Where'd it go? It's on the floor here somewhere. I will be back. Found it. All right. Let's adhere that to the thing. Oh, this stuff is so nasty. All right. Just a little dollop will do ya. Okay. Put you right there. All right, let's see if I can get this one out now. Again, we're going to hold it with the pliers because this thing gets hot. All right, let's check it. Oh, wow, that came out easy. All right. Huh. That's some yucky glue. All right, my husband just got home, so I will be back. Okay, I've got, it's almost all melted. There's still one lump. It hasn't totally dissolved yet. Am I going to need the whole batch? I don't know. I'm going to stir it for a little bit longer, see if I can't melt a little bit more of that. Usually it only takes me about 30 seconds, but then I'm usually using the small one, so I don't need the whole batch. Okay, let's pour it in. This is all you do. Just pour it over it. Okay, well, I didn't need the whole batch. So if I wanted to, I probably could do the little one too. If I had more stuff I wanted. Okay, it does have some bubbles. Okay, does it matter that they had bubbles in it? No, because this is going to be the bottom, but I can see through it better without the bubbles there. There's still a couple of bubbles. There's one, there's one. Where we have to worry about bubbles is around the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get actually a paintbrush, because it will work better, and just run the paintbrush around the edges. So we'll let all the air bubbles come up through. Yeah, this locket is leaking air bubbles. I probably should have opened that locket and filled it. Okay, got a paintbrush. Just going to go around. Releasing air bubbles. This is one that's going to take most time. All right, anything that's underneath it. And you see a lot of impurities in the mold stuff. Doesn't really affect the mold. It's just when you pour the resin, a lot of times you'll have a little over pour, and if it's a thin thing, sometimes it'll get into the resin. Would I prefer not to have it? Yeah, simply because it's this. When I first made this, I've used this. Oh, how many times have I used? Probably 8, 9 times at least. And what you do is, after you've used your molds and you've demolded it and poured your stuff, or If you're using clay or whatever you're using, you just take and melt it again, and you can make another mold. I don't know about you, but I have a whole drawer full of molds. Some of them I've only used once. When I'm making jewelry, like this cabochon here and this cabochon here, I only need one. I don't see any need to go out and buy a mold just for those two there. Now this one right here and this one right here, I wouldn't mind, and that one too. Oh, those are cute. That's cute. I wouldn't. This I don't need. This is a one and done thing. I don't need another one of that shape, because that's a very unique shape. And that's the great thing about making your own molds, is you can make some very unique shapes. And the fact that this is this ballistic gel is, well, I don't know what it's called. I call it ballistic gel because it's the exact ingredients they use when they're making ballistic gel. It is glycerin, water, and Knox unflavored gelatin. That's all that's in there. When you first make it, you could eat it if you wanted. It's perfectly non-toxic and everything. Once you start using it and putting resin in it and stuff, it's no longer, this has got impurities in it, and you definitely wouldn't want to eat it. Alright, I cleaned that up a little bit. I'll probably soap and water that. If you spill this is just, like I said, it's Knox gelatin and glycerin. You can wash. You can just wash it if you got it on your hands, or if you spill some, let it chill. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator in a little bit. I'm letting some of the more of the air bubbles come up through because I want to do those. The lighter actually works better. The reason I used the heat gun is because it was sitting right here. We just used that for this ring. All right. Since I have more gel, I wanted to go ahead and just make some more stuff. That right there was an earring, but I only had one, so I'm gonna do him. I'm gonna make the spider. I think the spider will come out good. We'll see. I have to take the earring wire and the jump ring off because we need it to lay flat, and that will interfere with that. Whoops, turn you over. And I have an angel. Okay, I know I wanted, at one point, I want to do these two. Also, these earrings, but I don't want to take the earring back off of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I can fill this all the way up. Because what I'll do is I'll take a piece of clay that's this deep here, and I'll stick that into it so that I won't ruin the earring part, and I can just pour it and it will work. Trust me, it'll work. Okay, let's use our handy dandy gunk here. I did put it on my shopping list to buy some more, some fresh, because this is yeah, this is gross. All right, set you right there. Watch for bubbles on that one. Do we have any more bubbles over here? I did get the lighter, and as you can see, the lighter works better at getting the bubbles off the top than the heat gun did. Do you need to? No, you do not need to do this. All right. Well, let me go put both of these in the refrigerator, and It'll only take about an hour for it to set. Very hard, firm, but I'll probably be back tomorrow with it. Oops, here's some more bubbles. Let's get rid of those. All right. Look how thick that's getting already. Yeah. It will thicken. It will harden up just in room temperature. You do not have to refrigerate this stuff. I do because it makes it harder and more solid. So there's that. Well, good morning, my friends. It's bright and sunny. I left these overnight because I got doing stuff. Anyways, to get these out, you pull. Don't worry about pulling too hard because this stuff is very sturdy for being glycerin, and the stuff in the bottom there is that glue. Don't worry about that either. Okay, let's let's pull these out and see what kind of a mold we have. Okay. That came out really good. Oh, there's an air bubble right there. Or, oh, nope, it's a rhinestone that was on there. Let's pull that rhinestone off. Put the rhinestone back on. Because we can do that. This rhinestone did not come off. There we go. Alright, let's see what this one came out like. Let's break the... There's a little bit overlapping this. See, like that right there. And you will have to clean the glue off too. So there's a little cleanup after you've used something. But none of it's going to make a mess on the item you use. It all just brushes off. Okay, now this has got a lot of little pieces, so I'm taking it slowly. Slowly. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yeah. All right. All right, put that there, over here. All right. All right, this is one that we're having to remake. Very nice mold. This is one we're having to remake. Let's see how this one, it's not just flat on the top, so we're going to see how this comes out. It came out great. Look at that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Here's another locket. Locket, locket. Okay. Kind of went deeper with this one. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Now, I did put the gel inside this one so it wouldn't open up. Now it doesn't want to open. I will get that open without no problem. I just don't want to mess up my nails any worse than they are. I have horrible nails. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And as you can see, it does not hurt the thing at all. It might get a little glue that you got to clean off. A little gel here. All right. I'm going to take a paper towel and just wipe these down. Okay. All right. Oh, got the elephant, yeah, on this one. I hope this one comes out because this is so adorable. I would like to make a bunch of little elephants, wouldn't you? All right. Now it's down underneath. Take my pokey tool in and kind of cut the gel a little bit here. And that elastic band's going to be a problem too. Okay, the elephant's out. Now, let's see if I can score that enough to get that rubber band out. I mean, they don't call it a rubber band, but that's basically what it is. Just a band of rubber. There we go. Da-da-da. Dee-dee-dee. All right, gotta go a little deeper here. There we go. I got him out. Okay, so that mold is great. If you wanted to, you take a pair of scissors or whatever and trim off any overlapping, like this right here, over where the elephant is. Do you need to do that? No, not at all. You could trim here where the heart is. All that it's going to do is make it easier so you don't get air bubbles down in where the where your resin's going. And I could use some smaller scissors and do fussy cutting. Fussy cutting just means you're going along the edge and not overlapping at all. I'm very happy with those. He's a good little dinosaur. And the angel, got a lot of glue on her. Probably wasn't a good idea. I was just trying to fill that hole in a little bit so it wouldn't leak air. I probably should have done just filled that cavity with some clay. That would have worked better. I've done that before. I was just trying to, well, I was doing faster than I should have. But it just means clean up. It doesn't mean anything bad. See? That's just the, what's that stuff called? Rubber cement. And I'm not sure why it actually got softer. There must be something in the resin. The resin and the glycerin that rejuvenates the glue. All right. That's how easy it is to clean off. I'll probably use some soap and water and wash it because this is metal. It ain't gonna bother it at all. Little pewter angel. I'm not in love with pewter. I find that flat gray not as pretty, but this is a sweet little angel. I can do a little red heart, maybe color her hair, color her dress a different color, her arms a different color than her wings. So, you know, it's something that I could really play with. There's a lot of play stuff I can do with that one. All right, I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator. I just want to take them out and check them out, see how they did. And clean up any stuff that's on the pretty things that I made. I gotta put these back on. See, there's this and this. Need to go back on the necklace because I like the necklace. It just needs some loving and getting rid of that ribbon that's on it and add another chain. Just little things, you know, not a lot. All right, let me use the pokey tool in there. I can feel it pulling my nails. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on. It's a suction. It's not. Oh, that almost come up. There we go. Oh, look at. I have another little mold if I want. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cute. I'd cut around the edges here. Can you see it? See the detail in that? Yeah. I think I'm going to use this. Put this in a heart mold and pour it, and then take this out and and decorate the inside, where the cavity that this makes. That's a terrific idea. And I just did that by accident, just by not wanting this to be full of air, so the air just keeps leaking into the mold I'm making. So, well, that was a happy accident, wasn't it? Yeah. Look at that. And, you know, all you have to do is just go around, cut off the stuff that was holding, this was what was actually holding that shut. All this, the gel that's, I actually put too much of the gel inside and it leaked out when I shut it. I might try that again. I really like this. Try it with, see what other things I have that I could make a mold from the inside. All right. Well, we got these and they look great. We got this, which is a bonus that I was not expecting. And I got some cleanup to do. And basically, all I got to do is, it all turned to liquid. It was kind of, you know, that snotty. I went all day yesterday without calling it snot. And that's what I really want to call it when I was getting it out of the jar there. Because it's kind of gross. That's why I need new. And this one was still stuck down pretty good. All right. I don't throw these away. I may put these in the mosaic that I'm making. Well, I'm going to make. I haven't even started it. All right. And I like this little seahorse, but you can't see him very well because he's clear with glitter in him. That's why I wanted to make the mold. Because he's a really cute little seahorse. I just don't think you can see him very well. I'm going to let these glues dry and then I can just rub them out. I don't have to use a paper towel on them. I can do it with my finger. That's the little great thing about rubber cement. When it dries, you can just, like when I cleaned my hands yesterday, I just went and just wiped it all off. All right. Okay, let me clean up and be back. Okay, I want to show you a couple things. This right here is, I've been cleaning up here. And just like tape can remove tape residue, once you've dug up enough of this glue, the rubber cement, it will actually pick up the residue from the other. And anyways, but I have no point did I show you what this stuff was looking like. Look at that. That is very, very thick and very, yeah. Usually it's not quite that thick. So, just all these little comments I was telling you about how it was kind of gross and looked a little like snot. Anyways, I didn't actually show you what it looked like. So I said, let me come back and show you. All right. But can you see, I don't know if the light's picking up or not. Do you see where the rhinestones were? See how it even caught the facets on the rhinestones so that the mold shows that it's sparkly where the rhinestones were? I mean, this stuff is awesome. I watched a video yesterday and they were showing where they were making silicone molds using, oops, picked up that right, using household silicone and cornstarch, and the impressions they made, they were like, oh, look how great these are. I'm going, no, they're not that great. This stuff is that great. So yeah, we like this stuff. We'll be back. Okay, first thing we want to do is finish up those cupcakes. Which means we gotta take just a little dot of this glue, E6000. Doesn't take any more than that. Put it right there. Put the cap back on this. Take this here, put it in, and these are better. Okay, my cupcakes are finished. We got those back the way they should be. Okay, next thing, we want to mix up some resin, because we want to do the cabochons. We got that one, and wherever the other one is, over there. It's on the bottom of that. All right. What colors do we want the cabochon? First of all, what color do we want this? I don't think that blue was a good color for that. Let's see, does it fit? It would fit that one. Okay. Let's look and see what kind of colors we have that I would like. Are we in here? All right. I always love the cobalt blue. We got some violet. This is a silk blue. A firework red. I always think, a purple would be very moody. I think that might work. Not a violet. Orange. Where's my muscat? There it is. Or it's not muscat. It's carrot. I think that color right there would look really good in that ring. I think it would look like fire. What else have I got? Silk blue, pure blue, white, bronze. I don't think of bronze. Phthalo green. Might be pretty. A moss green. I never thought of doing a moss green on that. I think I'm going to do it moss green. And if we don't like it, we can always just make another one. We're not nailed into it until we glue it into place. So let's take a paper, a toothpick. What do you think? It's kind of a metallic. I'm not loving it as much as I did in the thing, because it looks, I can see too much green, too much yellow in it. What will we do with that? I'm going to make it into a dinosaur. I think that's a good dinosaur color, don't you? So let's take and just drip him into the dinosaur. Now, I did make that pretty opaque, so I want to do him in layers, because this is UV resin, so the light has to pass through it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cure that. It's very thin, and then we'll put another layer on. Meanwhile, let's mix up another color. We decided we didn't, that phthalo green just wasn't what I wanted. Should we try a violet? Say yes, let's get a clean toothpick. Got plenty. All right. Too much. There we go. Yeah. I'm liking this color a whole lot better. That just didn't strike me as going with that ring. I mean, I still like that color a little bit, but I don't think it goes with that ring the way I want it to. Rip this in. Shirts. All right, and let's see, is there anything else we want a little bit of that purple in? How about that rose right there? I'm just going to put a little bit in, like that there. I'm going to take my little squeegee thing. I'm going to put it, take it and spread it out all over where the rose is. Just like that. So let it settle down in it. Like that. I don't have any paper towels right here. Because I want to take some of that green, just a little bit of it, and kind of put it in where the flowers are, the leaves are. And let's see if I can get up here where the curlies are. Curly curlies. And because we're not using very much, we're moving it around, it should just kind of sink into the lowest spots, and the lowest spots would be where it looks like vines. We just kind of smoosh it off from where it's not. There's another spot there I didn't. Okay, let me put that under. Don't know what it's going to look like. Let's pull the dinosaur out. Put those two underneath the light. Okay, now we want to add some more dinosaur color. We're building him up in layers because it is more of an opaque. All right. Now I gotta actually wait for that other to get, because it's bigger, it takes up the whole light thing. I'm not going to pull anything out. I'm just going to keep curing it as we're going along. What color do you think we'd like here, and what color do we want on top of these flowers here? Okay. We could do a purple cabochon here on top of that, and then do like a gold around it. I think that would work. So we need to mix up a little bit more of the violet. And I do have a mold over here in case we need it. In case we have extra. Read all about it. All right. I don't do a lot of purple, so I guess I'm in a purple mood tonight, huh? And this is actually violet, which is prettier than a purple. Purples have more blue. I know. You know all that already. I gotta, got to spread whatever it is. I know. I don't know too much. Okay, when you're picking up with a toothpick, if you keep rolling it between your fingers, it keeps it from dripping. Because if I was just to go like that there, you see? Drip. But you go like this here and just keep rolling, and you can transport it without a big mess. Now, like I did before, I want to not do a full depth on that. So I'm going to put that back under. Do we want like purple on the cupcakes? Maybe the paper be purple? Or do we want to do clear like what they did with those cupcakes and just paint it? Let's just do the clear. And all we got to do the clear is just that right there. I mean, there's nothing to do that. Now, when you have ballistic gel, you have to be real careful about how much you use your lighter on it. Why is that? Because this melts. This whole thing will melt. I see a lot of bubbles right down here. Not sure why. Come on. I'm trying to loosen them up. There, those are coming up. Okay. I'm being very careful not to scratch. You know, I'm just going like this here. I'm not going deep into it, although this is very strong. A very strong mold. Okay, what color do we want this? Have we put any thought into it? I don't want purple. I'm thinking red. Do I have a red? That's a firework red. Let's see. What do you think? Red and green? What else? I got another red here. I got a bright red. Whoops. Well, that's down on the floor. What else have I got? I don't think there's any red in here. And yes, eye makeup is basically mica powders. Somebody told me that it's shinier than mica powders. I'm going, not in my experience, but you know, I wasn't going to argue with them. Gold on gold, no. This here is eyeshadow that I have just scraped out and put in there. The purple would have been okay, but we already did purple, so okay, I'm not seeing anything in there that says, yes, I want to be your color. Okay, I could do this. I could also do a glitter. I think the bright red, this is shinier. I don't know that I want shiny. Okay, let's go ahead and work with the bright red. Let's put that over there. That's the green. You know what? Let me take paper towel. Wipe that off. You know what? Let's work with you. And I scraped everything off on that, but I don't want it to contaminate anything else. So I'm going to put this under the light so that's cured. You can do that? Yes, you can do that. All right. Red. How much are we going to need? We're going to start with that there. All right. Now this is going to be a little different simply because it's on its side. How do we feel about that red, huh? It's kind of a pinky red. Pinky swear. Oh, I knocked that. If I spill that, that will be a horrible, horrible mess. Mica powders make terrible messes. All right. Now I'm going to open this up. All right, and drip it in. Okay, drip it in. Close it up a little bit, open it back up, drip it in, drip it in. Okay, let's move it around in there. Move it around. Hopefully dislodge any air bubbles that might be trying to form in there. Oops, gotta, especially when you get a bunch of it, you gotta move your toothpick. Okay. All right, let me squeegee the top off because we definitely don't need any up here. Okay, I'm going to put that under and cure it a little bit. You can see, I don't know, that it's not fully full. It's going to take a lot of resin for that one, surprisingly. But I want to cure it in stages simply because, yeah, I want to make sure it all gets cured. So I'm also going to need a lot more of that than I thought I was going to need. So there you go. All right, let's close that up. Let's use the clear here and add some more to the dinosaur. Fill his butt up, and we also want to fill that part of the spider because we want his tummy to be full. Okay, you are all full, dinosaur. You're gonna be so cute, I hope. We'll find out. All right, gotta let that cure. I'll be back. Okay, let's go some more in here. Drippy drip. And drippy drip. And drippy drip. Spin, spin, spin. And drippy drip. And there you go. Okay. Spread that on out. Let's go. Like it's eating it. Take a little bite there. This one's a little too much drippy. All right. It's a little too drippy. Okay. All right, let's make sure that's all the way in. I think I want to just put a little bit of clear on this. I know I have more purple I could put on it, but I'm thinking the clear. All right. What color do we want the cabochon for? What ring was it? Ring. Where'd it go? Here it is. What do you think would be a pretty cabochon on that one? I'm not hearing you guys. You gotta speak louder. Okay, we gotta think. Air bubble. Pop that air bubble. Oh. All right, let's put this back under. I did used that pink right there in the angel and gave the angel a little heart there. I do want some white. So I'm going to get another butter wrapper. Set this one aside for a few minutes because I want to do some white for the angel's costume thing, whatever you want to call that, and also for the heart rose thing, whatever that's called. So let's put that much there. We do have a crystal white. I think that would be pretty, don't you? Okay, I do have a little bit of pink on that. I don't want pink in my, although it probably would look fine. All right, let's do some crystal. Crystal, all right. Let me stir that in. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, I'm going to use this here. Some angel clothes. All right, let's go up here. We're covering that heart. Go across there. Do we want to make her sleeves that color too? Sure, why not? All right, go up there. And let's go this way to there. Okay, a little bit in there. Make sure we get into the crevices that are underneath the mold gel thing. All right, let's go ahead and put that under. And this is getting much softer than it was because when you're under the heat lamp, or the UV lamp, there is heat. So be aware of that when you're using this. I mean, you can always stop and put this back in the refrigerator, or just let it sit until it's, you know, if your room's chilly, let it come up to room temperature. All right. And just spreading this all the way around. And we can finish this off with clear, or you don't have to have it the full depth of it. You don't have to use, just because the mold's this deep, you can pour it like this. It's perfectly okay. All right. Is there anything else we want to do with that white? Do you want to make that cross white? I know you're saying no, I don't want to. Too late. Too late. Should we get all corners? A little lacking right there. All right, it's better. The other thing we want to discuss is whether or not we want to do just a small circle around right here. And I'm thinking I do want to do that, but I'm going to have to use the toothpick because that is a very small, fine area. The other thing I can do is use a paintbrush, a liner brush. And you just do it very slowly. We're going to have to mix up some more white. Just like this here. Okay, so a little more resin. Resin. Don't need much. And some more of the crystal white. Sounds like a drug, don't it? Yes, he's on crystal white. There. Okay. And I'm probably going to back this with either a silver or a gold. And if you happen to make it too wide, you can take a Q-tip, cotton swab, mind you, and just clean it up. Too wide, too much of a drip there. It would be too wide. Okay. Oop, I'm gonna need a Q-tip. Got a little bit of an over stuff. Man, I'm gonna need to mix up some more white, I guess. Please be with me to the end. Oh, maybe not. Let's see, let's squeegee a bunch. All right. We are going to be good. All right, let me get a Q-tip. Okay, got a cotton swab, and right here I got a little bit over onto the top part. There, clean around here. All right, I think I have it. I do think I need a little bit more right here. Right there. Okay. Let's pull these out, put these back under. So let's use that red up first in this, because that's more important. Okay, let's pin that up and put it in. All right. Let's put that down in. Make sure it's all the way in. All the way in. All right. Now I'm going to sand this, okay, when I take this out, because I've gone over it. All right. Okay, while we do that, let's check the dinosaur, shall we? Let's see how he came out. Isn't he adorable? I have a little bit of overspill. You just take a file and take that off. But he's cute. He's as cute as the original. Okay. Let's check that one. Make cure that some more. Got to do more on the thing there. When you pop something out of a mold, it really helps if you cure it before touching it, because you can leave fingerprints in it. Here's the ring. Now, what do you think of that purple? I'm not loving it. I don't love it in purple. So, we're going to make a different color. Yeah, but not tonight. Tonight I'm going to put this stuff back in the refrigerator and we'll work on it tomorrow. Okay. I just realized I wasn't recording. I have mixed up some 2-part resin because I had some epic fails, and I'll show you those in just a second. And I'm mixed up gold. The color's actually sunny gold. And I'm going to just go ahead and do a deep pour with the locket here. Go across there, go up there, get up into there. And I did this one and this one. I mixed these here. I just filled in. This one here, I did another layer using that same crystal white. This is what the epic fail was. Just let me show you. Actually, there was 2 of them. They were too deep of a pour, and it did not cure using the UV resin. So the 2-part resin, there won't be an issue. All right, this here, if you look right in here, it did not cure all the way. I put it back under the light, and it is more cured. I think it's maybe all the way cured. I don't know, but like I don't really like it. I mean, I need to sand it down and I'll put it in and look at it, but I'm not really liking that red. It's not red enough. This here, see how it's collapsed here? I can actually push in here. It's because it's not fully cured. I am actually going to throw this away. I don't want anything to do with half-cured resin. Anyways, so I mixed up 2-part resin. I used the stuff I always use, this T-Expert Epoxy 2-part resin clear. And for some reason, this is getting cloudy in the bottom. I'm not sure what the deal is on that. I don't know if it's going bad or what. The other's still clear. Anyways, I decided I was going to do the phthalo green. Try the phthalo green for this ring again. And this with the 2-part resin doesn't matter that it's a deep pour, because 2-part resin, you can have it pretty deep and it won't matter. You don't need, it doesn't require light to do its thing. Anyways, and then I did some of the gold here. I keep wanting to turn my UV light on because I am so used to when you're curing with the, you know, I use more UV resin than I do 2-part resin. Oh, I was gonna do him in the gold, and I've just got a little bit left. It may be enough to fill in that elephant. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of that toothpick and get my little squeegee thing, because I can squeegee that stuff down in. Okay, and then I'll just go shoo 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 shoo, squeegee off the top, squeegee them in. Yeah, this is probably the least 2-part resin I've ever mixed up. I mean, I only did 20 milliliters of it. So usually I do like 100 or 80. All right, let's take the rest of this, dump it into there, scrape that off the top. Make sure the elephant is well done. It looks like it's all the way down in. I mean, it only takes like a couple of drops to do a mold that small. All right. I want to make sure he's filled to the top, but not overfilled. All right, let's put the rest in there. All right. Now I do have some left over. These are, oh, and this one here, I used this glitter here with a little bit of, not pure blue, blue silk. Just a touch of the blue silk, so, and then the glitter. So we'll see how that comes out. Yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't recording. Okay, let's pull some of these out and see what we have, all right? This right here was that locket. I mean, it's not going to be a locket now because I did put some gold on it. What do you think? I really like the white parts. I don't really like the gold. I think what I will do is I have a gold pen and I can go over it with a gold pen. Is it horrible? No. And I need to drill a hole here. All right. Redone cabochon. Let's check the ring. See if we like that phthalo green better. I do like the phthalo green better, don't you? Yeah. I think that's a pretty color. And we just bend the prongs back on it. But we're going to let it, before I do too much manipulation with it, I'm going to let it set more. It is not fully cured. Yes, I am rushing this. All right, let's check our little seahorse here. All right. Oop, I got an air bubble. Well, that's a shame. But can you see how much better you can see the seahorse in this than you can with that? I mean, he's the exact same seahorse, minus the air bubble, but he's colored in, and yeah, but he's cute. I might put a little eye there, just a little dot of black. You can see right there's where the eye is supposed to be. You can't see it at all on this here, but once it was, the mold was transferred, if I turn it just right, I should be able to see just a little indication on that, but it's very hard to see. Okay, I made a couple more cupcakes. And this is right here was that little pendant thing. Ooh, it does not want to come off. Why doesn't it want to come off? I don't know. All right, there it goes. I'm not liking the gold again. I think it's the gold I don't like. But I can, ooh, you know what would be cute? If I went over it with a little bit of bronze, so it settled down into the crevices, I think it would bring out that color really well. All right, here's that heart that we did with the purple flower. Oh, look at that. We like that one. Look at that. Yeah. It needs to be trimmed and top coated. And then you can put a bail on it and make a pendant out of it. It is very pretty. I like that. Okay. Made another cabochon with for replacing that one in the ring. And what ring was it? This one. Let's see if we like this. It's sparkly and pretty, but am I in love with it? Not really. I think the darker color was better, except for this is all scratched up. So we will make another one yet, and that one can go in my mosaic if I ever make a mosaic, right? All right, let's take this one out. I redid it. That's the red. It does need a top coat if we decide to keep that. I'm not hating it, but when I pulled it out of the mold, it wasn't fully cured, and when I sanded it, a bunch of came off, and then I put it under the light some more, and yeah. So let's look at this one. This one's done with 2-part resin, and it's not fully cured yet. Let's see what we like on that one or not. Well, that one looks good too. Now I'll have to decide if I want it in the red or in the phthalo green. Wow. All right, but it's gotta sit here and cure. It is not fully cured. All right, the last thing we got is the elephant, and I'm not expecting a lot from this, really. Oh, he's cute. Oh yeah. His got a little bit of an air bubble right here by his nose. Let's see if I can get him focused there. Focus. Are we focused? There we go. See? And you can see in his ear where it looks like there's crystals in the elephant. And I didn't realize that. Let me pull him. Yeah, there's crystals right there. And when here, and it picked it up on the mold and made it sparkly on the see right there, sparkle, sparkle. And that's a flower, so we can go back in and just hit the flower there, give him a little eyeball, kind of colorize him. Now this right here looks like a terrible mess, and yeah, it's a terrible mess. I was editing the video and I cut a lot of this stuff out because it was almost 2 hours long and I haven't finished. So where's the end? There's the end. But the biggest thing with cleaning up, get yourself some packing tape. Look at that. Takes it right off. Packing tape. Because we don't want all this mess when we melt the ballistic gel. We want it as clean as we can get it. Will we get it perfectly clean? No. That's why there's so many impurities in it. But we can get it cleaner than it. Look at all that. See? We did get it much cleaner. All right. And I have not finished with this one here. I have that angel. I might, I have to do her hair and fill in her body and stuff. And I may do some more dinosaurs. I like the little dinosaurs. They're just cute. The spider, I'm not horribly impressed with my spider, if I could find it. What I do with him? I don't see him right here. Oh, he's under the light. All right. He's right here. See? What do you think? I mean, he's okay. But, yeah. And I did another dinosaur. And that one's got a lot of clear in him. He's kind of outlined with the light blue. And that's the one we did before. So, yeah. I'm going to continue to have fun, but meanwhile, I think I'm going to post this because I got most of the stuff done that I wanted to show you. Mostly it was doing this locket here, the cupcakes. They got these cupcakes, and are those the same ones? Or did I have another pair? I don't know. I don't see it. So it must be the ones I started with the clear. Yep, I can see the clear here, and I just kind of backed it with the white. This here, fantastic. Fixing this ring. Got the stuff for that. Still haven't figured out what cabochon I want with this ring, but you saw how it's done. We'll just keep playing until we find one that we really like, and that's how that works. And you don't throw away any that you make that's not what you're going to use, because you can use them in something else, and if nothing else, you can make yourself a mosaic. Yeah. Okay, these are going to go back in the refrigerator if I want to use them anymore. I really like that little thing here, and I love that there. I was less impressed with this. I mean, I think it's because of the coloration of that background. I just am not into that. It just didn't come out the way I envisioned it in my head. And this has the same problem in that I don't like the gold, but I really like how sparkly the cross is. This is indented, so I could actually pour something on top of this. Maybe a bronze. Bronze would look really good on that. Maybe leave the gold around the outside, or I could paint it with the bronze resin, or use the paint pen. A lot of options on that. I'm thinking I'm going to make another one of these, though. Maybe a different color rose, because, you know, I did purple. I did it. I might do some more seahorses. I really think he's adorable. And I can fix that air bubble with just a little bit of colored resin. Just put a little dot there. Blend it in. It'll be fine. Did the elephant really work? It was too small. He's cute. And I'm going to play with him. I'm going to color him up a little bit. But, yeah, he's really too small to really do too much with. So, what of this do we want to keep? We need this because we're still going to be making some. Since I need that particular cabochon, I'm not going to cut it apart and throw some of it in the bucket for making melting it down. This I don't need anymore. That I don't need anymore. I probably won't do this one again. Should I do any more cupcakes? Maybe. Those were cute. I don't need that cabochon anymore. But, yeah. I'm going to put them in. Look how floppy they are. It's because they're warmer than when you first take them out of the refrigerator. And I definitely have to finish my angel. Because these have been setting out for about 36 hours. The longer they set out, the more water gets evaporated out of them, and eventually they will dry. They will shrink up and dry a lot. So when I reconstitute this, melt this down, I'll probably put about a tablespoon of water back into my container and dilute that a little bit, add some more water back to it. I mean, I like the strength of this. This is a really good strength. Let me show you with the pokey tool here. I mean, it takes quite a bit to get into that. If I was going to do something more blunt, I could push down pretty hard and it'll indent it a little bit, but it's not going to cut it. So, yeah, these are really strong with the Ballistic Gel. They get stronger the more you use them because the water evaporates out of them, and it gets, yeah, gets more gel. Okay. Well, this is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. I hope I gave you some idea of what you can do, and I hope you had fun. And I still don't know if I want the red or the phthalo green. Both of those would look pretty in that ring. Both of them I'm going to top coat so they will be more glossy. This one here, I'll show you what it will look like. I'll cheat. Yeah, see? I sprayed it with alcohol. It just, you see how the shines comes out and everything? A little different than what it was. Yeah, that's what a top coating will do. You just wet it with, you can do it with water, or I happen to have the alcohol spray bottle right there. I don't have any water sitting right here. But okay, again, this is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. Drop a comment, tell me what you like, what you thought could have been cut, because I did cut quite a bit. Just tell me if you'd ever try doing a mold, because they're really easy, and I would encourage you to try. Okay, bye.